Zoro there in the audience, and I'd like him to come up and meet Mihawk.
Hello. Come here,
can
boy.
Can we get out here? Can we get him to come up here?
You look so cool. What's your name? And you from Cape Town? Yeah, do you like it here? It's nice when the city works, eh? I like your sauce. Do you want to show me your... Can you do a pose for me? Do you want to do the Zoro pose? Wait. I got a little knife, but it's in the back. This is bigger than the one I use. Dude, very cool. Very, very cool, man.
Thank you so much, Axel. You are amazing. And can you go back to your parents? Because I just heard a little something that there might be some other people behind this door. If we cheer loud enough, maybe they'll come through. So let's give this a try. Let's give it a big cheer. Welcome to the rest of the crew. This is an absolutely lovely reunion, as you can tell. So let's get everyone settled, comfortable. Jazzara, if you want to sit here, you're welcome to. I don't smell that bad yet. So, officially welcome to the One Piece crew. Yeah, and then for our lovely guests, just to let you know, my name is Ray. I'll be interviewing you today. So we're going to be asking some general questions. We'll pass the mics around. You're absolutely welcome. Then I'm going to pass the mics over to each of you, and I'm going to ask you specifically things about your roles and the things that you did for your characters. So, the first and most important question we're going to ask is that Season 1 particularly of Netflix broke the so-called anime curse. So a lot of people feel that anime is not easy or not possible to adapt into live action series, and you all very much proved that that's not true. So I'd like to actually ask you, especially when we consider after following Season 2's huge success and the sort of reception that you had and everything that you went through, what do you think the most intimidating part was of stepping back into a series that had now upped the ante and upped the stakes for anime in general, but also for live action shows based on anime?
How was Season 1 for you?
Yes, especially
enjoyed it from my living room. It was great. It's a lazy smoker's memory. But yeah, man, I don't know, because I wasn't on Season 1, I got to join in on Season 2, and sure, you can see it one way, oh, it's intimidating, you know, this thing that they've done so well, and you can kind of distance yourself from that, or you can start aligning and think like, wow, I'm going to be working, I get to take that forward. All these people have been working their butts off for a year, all the pre-production's been going for 2 years, I get to come in and surf this high and beautiful wave, and just be a giant, just be big, like crushing barrels of ale and trying to threaten to eat people and getting to do a fight with my good bro Werner. It was a treat for me every day on set. I didn't think once about how it was going to look afterwards because I knew we were in such good hands with absolutely every step of production. So it was intimidating for the first like 5 minutes, and then it was just super cool, like a roller coaster. Amazing.
Yeah, I think, I mean, from my perspective, I'm Mr. 11 in the show, and stepping into a world where, I mean, prior to Season 1 coming out onto live action, I hadn't followed One Piece as the anime. So once I'd gotten involved in the show and did my research and gotten into it, obviously you learn there is an incredible fan base, a monumental fan base behind it. So there is that pressure, I think, as performers, we all want to serve the roles as best that we can. But at the same time, like Brendan said, there is just such an incredible team that works on the show, from prosthetics to set design to makeup and hair. It really is a monumental team effort. So for us to play our part in it yeah, it's so much fun. It is literally the most fun you can have. So yeah, it's been incredible.
Awesome.
Yeah, no pressure. None whatsoever. But yeah, like you said, it was amazing. I was a fan of the show before, so there's this thing of you want to do justice to your character as well. You know, you want to find you want that when people see, they see the character, they see the anime, they see the manga. You know, and I'm not going to say it wasn't that intimidating. It was. But when you're in the presence of such a wonderful crew, such a wonderful team, it all becomes play. So it's like, yeah, that's...
Yeah, I guess for me, coming on to season 2, there was obviously a sense of season 1 being such a big success, and so there was a bit of pressure for us to perform. But being on the set is just absolutely amazing. I mean, every department has their own sort of creative freedom to express themselves, and it just feels like a car where all machines, all the parts are just moving so well together. And it was a really smooth experience for me. So yeah, just doing my character justice, playing Bartolomeo, obviously, he seems like he's almost like a metaphor for the fans. He's Luffy's biggest fan, and so yeah, just doing the fans proud and having such a positive response from the fans after season 2 dropped was just amazing for me, and I'm super grateful to be a part of it.
I wasn't worried at all. I wasn't. I get left alone, like when I go on set. I wasn't worried at all. That was fine.
Perfect answer.
Yeah, same as what these guys have said. Obviously, you see season 1, everyone is so good at their role. But I think what's cool is, you know, we have this creator that does everything from draw the manga and passes on everything all the way up to the live action. So, you know, you kind of look around at the other cast and you realize how good they are. So it kind of gives you confidence that you've been picked for a reason. And you know, if I'm alright by Oda, then I guess I'm alright by myself in a way. You know what I mean?
What everyone just said is my answer.
That's the perfect answer.
So I'm glad with that.
Excellent. Okay, so the next one's actually going to be about how intense it was to work on the sets. So essentially, we all know One Piece is very well known for its high-octane action sequences, lots of epic fights and everything like that. So I want to know, and honestly, from all of you, what do you believe who of you believe had the most intense training experiences to actually get fit and ready for the roles? Because all of you did fighting at some point in the show. Well, I mean, Brook, you were singing mostly, but yeah, let's be real.
Marshall's vocal cords did the most work.
Yeah, so Marshall's vocal cords worked very hard.
Well, look, I think Taz probably had the toughest training. I mean, Taz is an incredibly active guy. If you follow him on social media, he is always doing something, either insane or not insane, but he's always active.
Yeah, but that's self-induced. That's not for the role, that's just Taz being Taz, alright?
Dude, I'll never forget, I'm busy doing stunts training with Werner, we're prepping for the Giants fight, and we would work quite like through the day because it's kind of close to the time and we wanted to shoot the fight in one go, not just in like little sequences. And midway through the day, Taz comes in offset, skips lunch, he wants to jiu-jitsu wrestle with 3 of the stunts dudes. Like, wrestles them all to a standstill and they're like, yeah, I suppose I'm gonna go back to set. Like, I cannot, Taz is superhuman. I don't know what cola he's busy running on, but like, for me, I just try to lift weights, like lifting my children all the time, because Brogy's armor is like 25 kilos, the axe is like 10 kilos, the shield's like 13 kilos, and the costume, my wrist weights, we weighed them, were like 3 kilos a wrist. And that's what you put on, and then you're trying to eat lunch, and you're like, why am I sweating? Why is this sushi incredibly difficult to eat without sweating?
Callum, I want to know, did you ever make sounds with the smoke? Were you like...
No, with the smoke, but when you practice the stunts in the gym that we have, a lot of times when the stunt guys talk through it, they go, okay, so you're gonna go bang, bang, bang. And then when you do it after them, you go, all right, so it's bang, bang, bang. And then they had to tell me to stop doing that on set. So I was going, yeah. And they were like, all right, you don't actually have to make a noise. That was just to help you remember. So yeah, that was, but I tell you what, the stunt team, it really is insane on the show. They're proper superheroes. And everything that you see that has got any kind of action, falling, running, fighting, whatever, is all choreographed by the stunt team. So they're very, very, very good.
So I'm going to ask one last group question, and then I'm going to move over into some individuals. And this one's special because it's about you guys in the audience. So One Piece fans are some of the most dedicated in the world. They absolutely love the manga, the anime, everything about it, and now the Netflix series. So what I would like to know is what is the most surprising or touching fan interaction you've had since the series came out? And this is open to anyone as well.
Well, I just did my first Comic-Con ever in France, in Paris, and I had such a lovely girl come do the photo op with me, and she was a bit overwhelmed. But I didn't notice that she was overwhelmed, and she came later to get an autograph, but she had written me like a whole letter because she felt it was hard in the moment to say what she wanted to say, and I cried. So the next day was like, is it a very sad letter? I'm like, no, it's just very special. So yeah, but I think all of us can say that I think we've been so overwhelmed by the love from the fans. It's I think for me the most meaningful part of being part of One Piece. So yeah. Anyone?
That's a great answer.
No, mine is a lot less emotional, but I was training at Virgin Active in Claremont, and this guy comes over to me. He's like, "Sorry, were you in One Piece, Mr. 11?" And I was like, "Yes." He's like, "My son is the hugest fan. Right? Would you mind coming downstairs just to meet him in the play area?" It's like, "Of course, absolutely." So we go down there, and he's facing away from me, and I walk him like, "Hey, Paul." He's like, turns around, he's like, "Mr. 11, oh my God, it's you!" He's like, "Will you sign my straw hat?" So I was like, "Well, fine, I guess I can sign the straw hat." No, it was great. And so those sweet interactions are, I mean, I think because film is so different to stage, in that stage, the audience is right there. You know, there is that reception, the feedback you get in the moment. Whereas for film and TV, you're on a set and everyone's working and you're trying to get through scenes, etc. So you aren't there for when fans see it on the TV screen and react to whatever you're doing. So those moments that we have outside of filming help validate that and make us feel proud that we are part of something so special.
Thank you so much. I'm going to have to speed run now because I've got a very stern 5-minute warning, so I'm actually going to go for the individual questions now. So Steve, since you were the first to grace us, I'm going to start with you. So obviously as Mihawk, you've developed quite a fan favorite stare. The stare, alright? So how much of Mihawk's intimidation comes from costume versus you just being you?
I don't think there's much intimidating about my costume. If anything, the costume moves your eyes lower.
We were talking about this.
Yes. But I would say it's the contact lenses, and I think a lot of people are like, "Wow, he's such a good actor," but really I'm just trying to see. Because they're like these hand-painted, I don't know why I just turned American there. They're like these hand-painted contacts, and I get tunnel vision in them, so I have to, like, all my training is very specific that I don't like hit anyone else because I can't see, I can't look, I can only look where I'm looking, and sometimes if I like move my eyes too quickly, the one contact stays behind. Yeah. Thankfully they only film the intimidating stuff.
I mean, that does work. So Nahum, we're going to pass over to you. So, we see Bartolomeo guide Luffy to the execution platform. At this stage, he doesn't have his barrier powers yet. He's just a guy in the crowd. So essentially, did you play that scene as if he's already feeling the spark of admiration, or was he just trying to set Luffy up for the robbery?
No, he was totally just trying to set Luffy up. I think he sees this kid and he's like, oh, I can definitely pickpocket him or something like that. And then when the execution platform whole sequence happens, I think it's a complete shock to him and he's completely in wanderlust for what he's just witnessed. It's a miracle to him, you know? And I think that really shapes Bartolomeo's journey. You know, he comes back in Dressrosa and he's a super fan for Luffy. So in that moment I was just thinking, how am I going to get this little kid alone so that I can stab him and steal whatever he has in his pockets?
I mean. Right, Brendan, we were speaking about Brogy, so we're going to, I know I should have done this in the order of people setting in, but we're having fun now. So Brogy's obviously a fan favorite from One Piece. So what was your initial reaction when you got cast? So how did you feel? Especially, you talked about your training regime, but how did you feel about it?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're asking about when I initially got cast, so when they send out the audition sides, you know, everything's in code, your character's got a code name, but I kind of knew, okay, this is possibly for One Piece Season 2, and right, first line in the email, please audition with your shirt off, because they want to see your physique. And I thought, oh no, this boy's never getting into One Piece. I've been having, as one French costume designer once said, too many croissants to put into my wetsuit. So yeah, I lost out on an Audrey tattoo movie because I was overweight for the vintage wetsuit that already started shooting in. Anyway, long story. So I get this email and I'm like, okay, maybe this isn't for me, but let me just read the scene. And then the scene was the misunderstanding of like, I don't want to eat you, I just want to have you for lunch. And when I read the scene, I was like, oh hell no, I could play comedy better than anybody else. So let's get the belly out and let's see. And because I kind of knew that it was one of the giants, I knew it was Little God because I was a fan of One Piece before that time. And I was like, I hope this isn't Dory that they're going for, you know, if they want to see how much there I am. But I must say, man, the character is just so full of life. Whether it's in the manga or it's in the anime, like Brogy is motivated by just joy. He's a volcano of joy. And that's something that was so easy to get behind. I was worried it would be difficult to bring to the screen, so I just made sure to connect with my other actors, with Jacob, with Emily, when I was busy acting with them, and just like, what is Brogy loving about this moment in his life right now? Because the beard is shaped like an axe because he smiles so much. I think his haki makes his hair grow in that direction. So yeah, no, it was awesome, man. I'm very blessed. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much. And unfortunately, we are out of time, so I can't even ask the rest of my questions. But the group will be back again, so don't worry. And I also want to ask, since we don't have any time, those of you that didn't get a chance to actually speak, is there anything you'd like to share with the fans? One last thought before I send you off.
Thank you for all your love and excitement and enthusiasm. We are grateful. And we're excited to meet you today.
I think that was a beautiful answer. And thank you all for being absolutely amazing guests. We really appreciated that you're here, and look at the love that you got from the audience today. Thank you, audience. One last big old scream for our amazing actors. And don't forget, there will be autograph signings. You'll find them down at the back and upstairs in floor 2. So please make sure to take advantage to meet